Hey guys, in this video, we're going to run through how to build out the welcome series. Now, this is one of the most important flows. It's one of the two most important flows that you'll build out. So make sure you pay attention. Make sure you build this out step by step, exactly like how I run through it, because it's very, very important that you get this one right. One of the biggest areas that I see people mess up on here is either just sending all of the wrong content or all of the same content, or just running it really, really short. So having like a 1 or 2 email sequence in the welcome series, it's just leaving a lot of money on the table. So let's dive in. I'll share my screen here and I'll run through exactly how we go about building this. So like I said, many brands only have 1 to 3 emails. We recommend sending at least 6. Now, what I would do here is don't start with blowing 6, right? Do 3 or 4 to start, right? Now that gives you like a good foundation, but what we want to do is build that foundation so that it's strong and we see, okay, you know what? Open rates are good, click rates are good, conversion rates are good, right? We're getting people to purchase, we're getting people through that funnel. Then we tack on more, right? If you start with 8, if people aren't having a good experience with the first one or the second one or the third one, it's unlikely that they're going to get to the 8th one, right? They might still get there, but it's not going to work very well. A big thing here, it should not all be the same content. Like promoting the initial offer. It shouldn't just be like 6 different ways to say, here's your 10% off, right? That's not going to work very well. You're just going to end up pissing people off. So the goal here and the goal of the welcome series is to build 3 things. Number 1 is status, showing that you've been featured in certain locations, saying, hey, look, check out who loves us, that type of thing. Maybe not quite in that way, but this is really important, right? Having influencers or that type of thing promoted here as well. The second piece is trust. So a great way to do this is how it's made, like making good on your promise, i.e. if they opt in for 10% off, you give them that 10% off, right? It might not be a big thing, but it's keeping your word and it's giving them that offer. Reviews, huge way to build trust and authority. Behind the scenes, there's a ton of different options here, but these are just a couple of ideas on how you can build trust as well. The third is belief. And this is showing results, comparisons, and demonstrating use, especially important if it's a product that does actually, change or has certain pain points or people expect a certain experience from it. Now, a reminder here, the biggest thing that'll impact this welcome series is going to be testing the offers to see what your audience best responds to. And the offer comes with the opt-in. So if you're testing an offer that sucks, you might have a really low opt-in rate. And if you test an offer that's really good, you're going to have a higher opt-in rate, which means you're going to get more people into this welcome series. So again, the purpose here, the main purpose of this flow is to welcome people to the brand, build that status, trust, and belief. So what do you need here? Number 1, you need a master list to add people to. We typically call this like newsletter or master list or something along those lines. A pop-up to feed the welcome series, which is what I just mentioned there. And then if you're going to have a discount code or you're going to have an offer, you're going to have this here too. I'll run through just a flow breakdown, and this is the general framework we use, and then I'll show you it built out in Klaviyo as well. This is kind of like an overview, right? So overview is, hey, the welcome series starts when someone subscribes to the newsletter. What we want to do is add that profile tag, exclude from campaigns. We don't want them getting a ton of different campaigns and a ton of different things when they're in this welcome series. That's a kind of optional one. And then flow filters, they have placed an order 0 times since starting this flow. These 2 are optional as well. So added to cart 0 times and checkout started 0 times since starting this flow. This is just, if you want to get really, really dialed, you can do this. You don't have to though. So the first email we have is welcome. Pretty straightforward. Welcome and then deliver what the offer was. So if someone opted in for 10% off or $10 off, you give them that. You then wait a day. We then send the brand mission or the founder story. Wait another day, send some social proof or testimonial. Wait another day, send some best-selling products like, hey, here's some things that you might be interested in. Wait 2 days, last chance to use that opt-in offer. Wait another 2 days, which product is right for you, right? If they've been in here so long and they haven't purchased yet, maybe they need a little bit of help finding the right thing, right? This is where which product is right for you, or a quiz can be really helpful. Wait 3 days. And then this is kind of the optional point as well, a new and stronger offer. Wait 1 more day, and then last chance to claim that stronger offer. And then you wait 2 days, you remove that profile tag, exclude from campaigns, and then you end that series. So that's essentially the flow structure. And again, if you're just starting off, if you've never built a welcome series before, what I would recommend is starting with these 3 or these 4 at most. Once those start to work, then start building it out and make the flow more robust as you grow and as you start to accrue more data there. Hey guys, so one other quick point here I just wanted to add in just before we move on to how it actually looks like built out is just how to create these from scratch. So you can actually go into the flow section over here. I'll just restart this process. So you go into the flow section over here. You click create flow, and this will actually help you build it out without even having to do it all manually, right? So you go in here, search for welcome, and then you can go and select one of these, right? I'll say, you know what, I'm going to do just the standard. Then what it'll do, and this is just showing you how exactly to set this up. You can name this. So you could call it like, follow the naming convention that is efficient for you. So I'd call it like pre-purchase, welcome, and then just our agency abbreviation there. And then you select the tags that you want. If you want to tag this will just help for filtering in the future. And then you select the trigger. So when people sign up for which list, and we should select the main list. And here we're doing the newsletter. And then you click create flow. It'll go ahead and actually just create that for you. So you can kind of see, like, you can either manually create this yourself. This just saves a little bit of time. So you don't have to worry about like, okay, setting up the trigger and setting up these flows and the delays, etc. You're still going to want to do this. Like, you're still going to want to obviously edit the welcome series, edit the content in the email. You'll need to make some updates to here for the filters and whatnot. And then also you're going to want to change the time delays and also turn smart sending off. But this will save a little bit of time in terms of actually building it out. And especially if you're just learning, like, using that as a tool can be really, really helpful. So get back to the main video here, and I'll show you kind of like how we built it out for a client who had never had a welcome series before. In terms of like, how does that actually look like built out here? This is effectively how this looks, right? So when someone subscribes to the newsletter, you have the welcome series, which is just like, hey, you have the first welcome email, which is just like, hey, welcome to the family. Here's the offer that you were given. Another thing we do actually here, like, we'll wait a day, and then if they've opened the email, great, they're on to the next email. So we'll wait one more day here. And then they'll receive the next email. And actually sometimes we'll just skip this one day as well. The next, if they haven't opened the email, then they'll get a different email, a different welcome email with a different subject line. They haven't opened. And the reason we do that is because if they haven't opened the initial welcome series, the first email from the flow, could just be that they didn't love the subject line. So that's why we split test the subject line and see if we can get them to open with that. We wait another day, and then we send them the next piece in the puzzle. Here we're waiting 3 days. Tested this one out as well, so we've actually increased it slightly. We send the second one, we wait 3 days, and then we send the third one to them. And again, these guys had never sent a welcome series before, so we're starting with 3, and then we're building it out as we go. So that's effectively how you build it out on Klaviyo. This is the kind of template you want to reference and how you want to build it out. And basically, like I said, the triggers are when someone subscribes to the newsletter, and then the filter is for people who have placed orders 0 times since starting this flow. And again, you have those 2 other optional flow filters as well. So again, like I said, the welcome series is probably, it's going to be the number 1 or the number 2 flows for you to set up. This is how you go about setting it up. And if you got any questions, feel free to ping me in Slack. Thanks so much for watching. And if you did like the video, feel free to like and subscribe. It does really help out a lot. And if you do have a D2C brand and you'd like our help, feel free to check out the links in the description below. For brands doing over $50,000 a month, you can apply to work with our agency. And for brands doing less than $50,000 a month, you can apply for our email mastery program.